big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Top of the morning to everybody. It's your boy B Jizzle. We are live on an exclusive YouTube stream this morning. So top of the morning to everybody on YouTube. I'm over here this morning showing YouTube some love. So if you got a chance, you're waking up, sleepyhead, get your hiney out of bed, get you some medication, maybe a little stimulation. I'm in the gym early this morning, so I got my hydration. But we're going to talk a little bit about some Dallas Cowboy news today. Want to do these shows every Saturday. We're going to do some recap on news throughout the week. So, we got about 26 days until the NFL draft is underway, and it can't come soon enough. Why is that? Because all we continue to hear is fake news. Yeah, this guy named Bruce Drennan out of Ohio, who says that the Dallas Cowboys were working on a deal with the Cleveland Browns on a trade. I mean, can y'all believe this? I can. It's that time of year. So for everybody that's on YouTube, if you don't follow me on Facebook, or if you're not familiar, you don't use Facebook, if you rely on YouTube for all your Dallas Cowboys news and notes, that's cool. There's a lot of fake news on YouTube as well. Yeah, there is. There's a lot of folks that are creating channels, these AI channels. You get these robots that are talking and things like that. But what's worse? Is it the humans or the AI? Because this guy, Bruce Drennan in Cleveland, seems to think he had the drop on Dak Prescott. And I wanted to kick this show off here today to alert everybody that there is a lot of fake news about the Dallas Cowboys. There will continue to be fake news. You have folks like this guy, Bruce Drennan out of Ohio, who says that, they signed Myles Garrett and then they were working on a deal to trade for Dak Prescott. Like, the lies coming out of people's mouths. I don't get it. But hey, I guess because they've got a job to do, right? But I'll take this link and I'll place it in the comments so that way y'all can check it out. I know y'all have already been caught up on this. This is something that's probably been talked about enough this month, but that's fine, or this week rather, which is cool. But wanted to make sure for everybody that's here on YouTube, if you're a sub of mine, you got to be have your head on a swivel. You got to be vigilant out here because there's a lot of fake news. First, it was, we're going to trade Micah Parsons. Now we're going to trade Dak Prescott. Then it's, CeeDee Lamb. So you name it, it is all fake news out there. So if you're tapping in with me this morning, do me a favor, leave me a comment. Say good morning to your boy. Good morning. Don't be rude over here. You're playing footsies in the bed, that's cool. You may have seen the notification go off. That's fine. Tap in, say good morning to your boy. I want to start doing these on every Saturday exclusively on YouTube to catch up with some news. But that's the fake news to kick everything off because it's that time of year. And then also we also heard about CeeDee Lamb's nose wipe. I know y'all heard about that too, right? The CeeDee Lamb nose wipe, the celebration. That they've canceled that too as well. So, yeah, it's been kind of a big week for Dallas Cowboys news. But you know what? Can networks actually survive without Cowboys news? I don't think they can. Tell you the truth. I don't think they can. Some of the later news that broke this week was Dak Prescott is back out there working. Y'all check him out. We got a little clip there of him returning of the Dak. That's right. Dak is back out there on his 10 toes, getting down to make the Super Bowl run. That's right. I said it. Dak Prescott and Super Bowl in the same sentence. A lot of y'all want to say Dak Prescott can't get a Super Bowl in the same sentence. I'm going to say Dak Prescott is going to get a return on that investment this particular year. So if you're tapping in, let me know how you feel about Dak Prescott. But if you did not know, Dak Prescott is back out on the field working out. As you see here, he worked with some of the receivers earlier this month out there at the Star of Frisco. They're out there working around. You know, Dak's getting in his off-season workouts in. You know, he's been big during this, doing this during, you know, his tenure there in Dallas. And I think it's great because it gets a lot of players out there together to continue to work to show that they're, you know, working on their craft or whatnot. But if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from, baby. Don't be scared out there. It's the return of the Dak and the fake news. What else is going on, y'all? Well, I'll tell you, I just dropped this on my Patreon this morning. Did you know that the NFC East has had 16 or more games over the last 3 seasons? Let me say that again. The NFC East, that's all 4 teams, as you see. And oh, by the way, did you know the NFC East is the only division in the National Football League with all black quarterbacks? Not that it really matters, but what does matter is the NFC East is about to be must-see TV this season. Why? Well, take a look at the lineups. You got Philadelphia returning from the Super Bowl. You got the Dallas Cowboys, which everybody loves to drag, right? Everybody loves to drag the Cowboys on their media. They wouldn't have any media or any content to talk about if it weren't for the Cowboys. But then you got the Red Hot Commanders in the nation's capital over there. Now you got the New York Giants entering the chat with both Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Only thing that I could come up with over there at the NFC East with the New York Giants was that Jameis and Russell Wilson were both thrown there together to try to see if they could get Malik Neighbors 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns this season. So if you're drafting Malik Neighbors this season as a result, it might be a good look. Malik might produce this year because one of the quarterbacks, either Jameson go throw a whole bunch of interceptions or, you know, Russell Wilson is going to, you know, put it in the end zone with our guy Malik Neighbors. So it's funny to see that now Pittsburgh Steelers have no quarterback. But anyway, getting back to this NFC East, I dropped this on my Patreon earlier this morning, so you can go check it out. How many games will the NFC East get in 2025? Well, if you're following the NFL news, you know that the NFL schedule drops mid-May. I'll probably be out in Virginia. Probably not. I will probably be in Virginia with my girl Candy out there on the Star Diva NFL Beach Bash. But however, I dropped this on my Patreon this morning because Cowboy fans need to understand it's about to be must-see TV for the Dallas Cowboys and the NFC East this year. You know, the Dallas Cowboys typically or historically get the lion's share of the NFC East game or the primetime games, right? I think we had 6 last year. Normally we average about 5 primetime games, but we've had 16 primetime games over the last 3 seasons in NFC East. How many do you think will break on this 2025 schedule that's coming out in mid-May? Well, I've shared this with my folks over there on Patreon this morning, so thank you to all of those Patreons that are keeping the only website on the internet, Craig, on keeping it the lights on, sharing stories about Dallas Cowboy fans 365 days a year. So for those of y'all that are just new, maybe you subscribe to this channel, you don't know who I am. I am BG the Cowboys Unifier. This is my blog, Official America's Team. We stood it up in 2016. It's the only website on the internet talking about Dallas Cowboy fans. That's right. So thank you for all of the Patreons that have supported this. But today I wanted to drop my predictions on how many NFC East primetime games there will be. As you can see, you can get a good look here. We did the Atlanta takeover last year. Y'all know in 2025, the Cowboys are set to visit Las Vegas, which has been deemed the takeover game this season. So can you predict when the Cowboys and the Las Vegas Raiders will play? Stay tuned for that, and I'll tell you how you can win. I got some competitions going on in the month of April and in the month of May on my Patreon, so that way you can see how to win. But getting back to the NFC East predictions, right? You can take a look at that. I'll take this link and I'll place it in the comments. So if you're just new here, you just discovered me, appreciate you subbing to the channel. Thank you very much. Make sure you say hi. Make sure you press like on this video so it stays in front of your algorithm moving forward. You know, we got a bunch of events that are coming up over these next 90 days. I'll be in California in April. I'll be in Virginia in May, and I'll be in Alaska in June. As you can see, the coldest Cowboy fans I know up in Alaska. Shout out to my guy RC on the far right there and his son Rokeys, who just recently joined the Air Force. So y'all give it up for my guy Rokeys, who just joined the Air Force. And then Kim Clam from Alaska, big time Dallas Cowboy fan. As you see her right there with that big smile. Reason why she's smiling so tough is because she outfished the whole boat. Yeah. Little old Kim Clam outfished all of the men on the boat. We had about 10 Dallas Cowboy fans on the boat. We're looking at putting about 14 on this year's boat. And guess what? You get a chance to go in 2026. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get some more through the news or whatnot. But your chance to win is in April and in May. We're having competitions in April and in May. So you're welcome to come over there and join on Patreon. I'll place that link in the comments so that way you can check it out. But getting back to the NFC East prediction games. How many NFC East games do you think the Cowboys are going to get this season? We'll just start with the Cowboys. It's going to be at least 6. I mean, I'm projecting upwards of 20 or more games. Shout out to my guy, Jay Nichols, who tapped in on the Patreon earlier this morning, said 21. He thinks 21 games. He said 6 Cowboys, 6 Eagles, I think 5 for the Commanders, and I think was at 12, 17, and then 4 for the Giants. I mean, do y'all think the Giants are really going to get 4 primetime games? I'm just going to say it like this. The NFC East is going to be must-see TV. Only division, all 4 black quarterbacks, and you got the Super Bowl returning champions in there with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, 4 major metropolis markets full of eyeballs are going to be ready to watch football. So I'm predicting at least 20 or more primetime games this season. I think the Cowboys do not get the most games. I think the Eagles, believe it or not, as much as I hate to say it, because the Eagles, you know, are going to play on that Thursday night primetime game coming in because they won the Super Bowl last year. I think the Eagles get more primetime games than the Cowboys. I know it. It's that time of year, y'all. It really is that time of year. But y'all talk to me in the comments below. How many primetime games do you think the Cowboys are going to get this season? It's going to be at least 5. I think the Eagles may get 7. I don't know. Maybe the Cowboys might get 6. Who knows? But that schedule will be dropping in mid-May. And before we get to mid-May, we've got a competition going on in April on my Patreon. So I've placed that link down there in the comments. Y'all can check it out below. What up, Kelly? She said, right now, I do know 5 primetime games for the Cowboys. Okay, appreciate that. Good to see my girl Kels with the intels tapping in right here this morning. She'll be live with me tomorrow. And my guy, Charles the Truth, who does not answer any texts. I see you, my guy. Appreciate you. But yeah, we'll be live tomorrow in the gym on position predictions, talking a little bit about that. But Cowboys already got 5. They had 6 last year. I'm projecting upwards of north of 20 or more primetime games this season. Why? It just makes sense. Eyeballs. You got the Cowboys in there. You got the Eagles, the defending champions. You got all this stuff going on in the NFC East. You got Russell and you got Jameis Winston over there in New York. But in other news, what I'd like for y'all to take a look at is, if you have not been paying attention, the Dallas Cowboys official website has been updated with the roster. Okay? So, you know, we're currently in free agency right now. We've seen the Cowboys come out in the first week or so of free agency during the month of March, making some moves. What up, Star Boy? I see you, baby. Star Boy in the building. DLW, I see you out there. But the Cowboys roster link is down there in the comments. In case you have not been paying attention, the Cowboys have updated their roster. And guess, I went through and counted all of these names for y'all. All of them. You know how many names are on this list? This is the whole roster right here. Look at that, y'all. We damn near have a full roster before the draft. There are 74 names on this particular roster right now. And then you got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unrestricted free agents. So 74 plus 7 is what? 81 plus 10 at the draft. That's 91. That looks about like all of the roster we're going to get, because, you know, we got 10 draft picks, right? We got 10 draft picks. in this upcoming draft. So if we got 74 people on the roster and we draft 10 people, that's 84. How many folks are we going into training camp with? Where are my experts out there on YouTube? Come on, YouTubers. Don't be scared. You can pop your head in here. We're going to talk Cowboys news and notes every Saturday here exclusively. I'm dedicating my Saturdays to YouTube only. Y'all know I've been doing a lot of dirt on Facebook, but time to spread my eggs around. You never want to put too many of your eggs in one basket, right? What up, Sterling? I see you tapping in, baby. Appreciate you tapping in. But yeah, we're going to take 90 folks to training camp, right? So we got 74 on the roster and we've got some free agents left. I mean, ain't no more signing that we're going to be doing with the exception of probably Dak with Micah Parsons, which is the last domino that we need to fall. We've seen Osa Odigizua get taken care of free agency. We've seen Kevontae Turpin get taken care of in free agency. We've seen the front office of the Cowboys be really selectively aggressive about signing all of those 74 free agents that was on that roster. Y'all, a lot of folks were, thinking, me included, that the Cowboys were going to kick the can down the road like they're doing with Micah Parsons. Well, they've gotten everybody essentially taken care of except for our draft pick. So I want to ask this question to everybody that's tuning in here today. Do y'all see the Cowboys front office getting Micah Parsons' contract done before the draft? And if not, when do you see Micah Parsons' contract getting done? So tap in and let me know as we get some more Cowboys news and notes. Appreciate everybody tapping in this morning. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day this morning. But yeah, getting back to Dak Prescott and, this little workout clip here. You know what I mean? What up, Splenda? I see you. Appreciate you. Good to see you back in the comments. Kelly says, if you're doing this every Saturday, give me a heads up so I can gather intel. Oh, look like my girl. Look like I'm going to have a co-host on here. That's what I'm talking about. We might be able to do that. For sure, Kels. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you see Dak Prescott out back, here's a short clip of him throwing the ball. You know what I mean? It's good to see our guy 10 toes on his feet back out there getting those reps in. But the question remains is, going back to that roster that I shared with y'all that's in the links now with the Cowboys, we only have one other quarterback on this roster. His name is Will Grier. Now, we seen Cooper Rush take his services to Baltimore. The Cowboys didn't want to pay him $6 to $7 mil APY. So he went to Baltimore and got him a deal for 12.5 for 2 years, right? We've seen Trey Lance get reports of that he's going to, some other kind of league. Somebody in there might know what I'm talking about. Some other collegiate football league or something like that. I don't know. He going to some other kind of league, right? But it ain't the NFL. And there's been a lot of talk, and especially Stephen Jones has came out and said in the media that the Cowboys, one of their goals is to draft a young quarterback. So are the Cowboys going to draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft? It looks like we very well may have to. Let me get that out. We may very well have to, right? Because if Will Grier is QB2, what happens if Dak Prescott goes down with another injury? God forbid this season, we hope that doesn't happen. Are we really going to rely on Will Grier? And furthermore, if the Cowboys do grab a quarterback in the draft, is he going to be ready to play under a certain set of circumstances? Especially if Dak Prescott were to get injured. So I want to hear from y'all below because we're having a competition in April. That's right. Can you guess how many positions can you predict how many positions the Cowboys are going to draft? And furthermore, which position should the Dallas Cowboys draft round 1 with pick number 12? A lot of folks are saying the Cowboys are going to draft a quarterback in later rounds. We're not going to spend one of those early draft picks, so we have to pay that money. Well, we're having a competition this month in April. That's right, on my Patreon, baby. We get busy over there on Patreon this year, y'all. I'm telling you, we got a lot of stuff going on over there. And especially if you're a fan base creator. Are you a social media content creator who creates content around the Dallas Cowboys? If that's you, I got something for you. And it's free. Free. I know all Cowboy fans love free. I know I love free too. But once you go over there and check out my Patreon, now here's even the better deal. It gets better. You like free? Check out my 7-day free trial on Patreon over there. You can get access to all of my thoughts about the NFC East games that I just shared with you. And you can get my free ebook, It's Our Year Until It Ain't. That's right. It's our year until it ain't. Y'all have heard that. You know, everybody makes fun of Cowboy fans saying, oh, it's y'all's year. Say it again. It's y'all's year. Say it again. Well, my question is, if you're a fan of your team, why aren't you saying it about your team? And why are you so worried about the Dallas Cowboys and what we say every year? It's Our Year Until It Ain't is a 12-month rolling calendar from April to April, y'all. It is a first ever social media content marketing calendar for Cowboy fan base creators. That's right. If you create social media on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, if you're a content creator creating any kind of content out there for the Dallas Cowboys, you need to go over there and check out my 7-day free trial. The link is in the comments. It's only on 2 places, on Patreon and on LinkedIn. And if you're on LinkedIn, shout out to all my professionals that are out there. You know how it works on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, all you got to do is go to my featured profile, my featured section on my profile, and the book is right there. Plus, I can show you better than I could tell you. So shout out to everybody that's on LinkedIn. I placed that Patreon link that's in the comments down there so y'all can check it out. Let me get my LinkedIn pulled up, and then we're going to get these answers to some of these questions in the comments. I appreciate y'all tapping in. We finally got about 4 people in here this morning. 5 people. That's what's up. Do me a favor and say what's up. Splendor says BG Michael will be the last to be signed. I hate it. I hate it, man. I hope the Cowboys don't kick the Micah Parsons can down the road like we did Dak and CD. But my inner me knows it's about to happen. So I think you might be right, Splendor. Appreciate that. Sterling says, I see they're looking at signing him closer to training camp or after. Where'd you see that at? Or is that just an assumption, or did you see something saying that somewhere? Talk to me, Sterling, and let me know. But anyway, here's up my LinkedIn page. I will share my LinkedIn page in the comments below. I'll be on a podcast this week in Seattle talking about my book, talking about everything on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, feel free to send me a connection over there, because I've got my free book right here. It's Our Year Until It Ain't. Plus, I've got another free book right here too. If you're on Facebook. So if you're on YouTube today, but if you're on Facebook as a creator, I've got how to qualify as a monetized Facebook creator. You know, all of the steps that you need to do, like how many views you need, how many likes you need, how many posts you got to put up within the 90 days. There's some criteria there that you got to look at in case you're trying to set a plan for you to get your page monetized on Facebook. But these are the only 2 places that this book is located. So I wanted to make sure we got a quick plug on that. It is a free ebook. I've created it with Canva. So shout out to all my creators out there that use Canva. But that LinkedIn is now in the comments. But getting back to the news and notes around the league, right? Yeah, we're talking about Micah Parsons. We're talking about Dak Prescott. What else we got going on? Let's pull up the Facebook page, because y'all know I do all my dirt over there on Facebook. So I'm usually heavy over there during the week. And anything that comes up is often posted there. But y'all know when I do go live, I do like to lump in on StreamYard, which I'm streaming live on StreamYard here today. So shout out to StreamYard. Over 5 years, streaming strong. We're normally on multiple channels, but today we're just using StreamYard. I wanted to do the YouTube video this morning strictly on YouTube, but I got to be able to use my tools to be able to show y'all what's going on, and I can't do that just yet. So we're going to continue to use StreamYard here on Saturday. But if you're on Facebook and you're on YouTube as a Cowboy fan and you're following me here, you can come check me out on Facebook, because we're real active over there. I placed that link in the comments. It's already there. Just going through some of the news and notes this week. The new Dallas Cowboys draft shirt has hit. This is the new NFL Dallas Cowboys official 2025 draft t-shirt. I placed that. I'm an affiliate with Fanatics. So if you click on that link and you buy, just remember I earn a small commission for that. So thank you very much. The hats were not available. I wanted to get the hats. The hats are out also. But as soon as I can get a link for those hats, those are out too as well. So you can check this out on the Facebook page. Let me know if you like it or not. Let me know in the comments you like the shirt. I mean, it's got the star. It's got DAL. It's a little different. Then, you know, we got Ashton Jeanty bubble news. You know, in case you haven't been tapping in and did not know, Ashton Jeanty is set to visit the Dallas Cowboys on April 4th. That's coming up next week. That's next Friday. So this has been some viral news, some viral photos, some viral videos, some video I shared here of who the Dallas Cowboys should pick at number 12, in my opinion, is Ashton Jeanty. Look at this guy, man. He's straight built different. I mean, come on. The Cowboys getting ready to pass on this generational talent. I mean, who else are we drafting? If Jeanty is there at 12, who are you drafting besides Jeanty? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and in other news, we talked about Travis Hunter. The Travis Hunter news, right? That was some fake news that came out. Jerry says he likes Travis Hunter, but we know that the Cowboys are not going to trade up in the draft for Travis Hunter. And then also we've got the CD nose ban, or the CD wipe the nose ban that went down. So that went down too. You know what I mean? They picking on the Cowboys during the offseason. They already picking on us about celebrations. They're picking on our guy CD. All eyes are going to be on CD like they were last season. They're getting ready to be on CD all this season because they're going to be watching him to see if he does a throat slash, or he does a wipe the nose, or he does a hand gesture that looks like a gun. I'm going to tell you, the No Fun League is living up to its name, right? NFL stands for No Fun League. Sterling tapping in says, that's my opinion, BG, and would fit the summer of Cowboys drama. Okay, I appreciate that, Sterling. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I hope the Cowboys do not draft Micah Parsons all the way down to training camp. But you got to believe it. If you understand what the shiny object syndrome is in Dallas, then you will understand what we're talking about. The shiny object syndrome. Micah Parsons is the shiny object in Dallas, not only for the mainstream media, but also for the Dallas Cowboys in general. I have been saying this. If the Cowboys front office would get Micah Parsons' contract done sooner rather than later, that might be a potential shift in reading tea leaves. If you know the old saying about reading tea leaves, if you hear Jerry and Jerry speak talking about reading the tea leaves, if Micah Parsons' contract was done sooner rather than later, we could go into training camp focusing on football. I am not ready to hear about Micah Parsons' contract all damn summer, getting into training camp, wondering if the guy is even going to show up. Is that what we're getting ready to go to? Are y'all ready for the Micah Parsons holdout drama? Is that what we're talking about here? Or can the front office take a book out of Jimmy Johnson's old playbook and say, let's get everything done before we get into training camp so we can focus on football, not focus on contracts, but focus on football. I'm ready to focus on football. I don't know about y'all. Appreciate that. Splendid say, hit the like button. Thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, we'll be live here every Saturday moving forward. This is the first of YouTube Saturday with your boy BG. All we plan to do is recap the weekly news going into the season. This is going to be a show that I'll use throughout the summer here exclusively on YouTube to drive some YouTube traffic, to get familiar with my YouTube subs. So if you're tapping in for the first time as a YouTube sub over here, be friendly. Just say hello. We want to get everybody over here in the know, especially with non-fake news. If you see that little fake news thing right here, you see it right here, little fake news. You say, why you got that there? Well, because it's that time of year. If you just read along the bottom right there, it's that time of year where we're going to see nothing but fake news on the Dallas Cowboys. Micah's going to get traded. There's some scandal. There's some this. There's some that. There's a nose wipe ban. I mean, they're really going to dig in the crates between now and the draft, which we got 26 days away, and it ain't going to come soon enough. Because I swear, if we don't get Micah Parsons' contract done by the draft and we go after the draft on Micah Parsons' contract, the media is going to eat it up as the shiny object, and that's all you're going to hear. I don't watch TV. I don't look at mainstream media like that. But I know that's what they're getting ready to talk about because that's what pays the bills for these networks. Without talking about the Cowboys, these networks would have nothing to talk about. They would have no audience to pander to because we know most of these network audiences are Cowboy haters. They're all over social media. They're all over YouTube. But not y'all. Y'all are some diehard fans tapping in with me this morning. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. Let's go through here and make sure we cover everything. Oh, like I said, I'll be in Cali in April. So shout out to Built Different Group. Shout out to my guy King Sharon. We're going to be out there in California. That's right. We're Built Different Group at the One Star One Family Unity Barbecue. Are you a Cowboy fan in Bakersfield, California? Or are you in California in general? Come out April 12th and hook up with your boy, Built Different Group. We're going to be there at the Silver Creek Park in Bakersfield for the One Star One Family Unity Barbecue. And then to follow that up on Monday, they've got a golf tournament. So if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan that likes to play golf during the offseason, you want to help raise money through the Open Door Network for domestic violence and women that are affected by that, you can come out and join us with Shark 29 Charities. And we've got some ex-Cowboy players. You got 3-time Super Bowl champ Tony Tolbert going to be out there. Evan Oglesby. You see Kenny Gant. All of these players and more are going to be out there on April 14th at the Rio Bravo Country Club in Bakersfield. It's $150 per to get in. I'll place the link in the comments below, but that's One Star One Family. Shout out to my guy, DJ Kai on YouTube. He came over here and was talking about it last week, talking about his event coming up and everything. So we had a Q&A. So if you missed that, you can scroll back to our previous lives and check out the DJ Kai from One Star One Family exclusive talking about their picnic. And then, by the way, after on that Saturday night, there is an after party. They have a Cowboys themed out bar in Bakersfield, California. Shout out to my guy Manny over there at Elements Venue. And you got Rosie, the real Rosie Cowboys, the real Chola. She's coming from TikTok. All her followers on Instagram. She's going to be out there too as well. It's going to be a lot of folks in the building on April 12th. And that's in California, Bakersfield, April 12th, One Star One Family Unity Barbecue. And then coming up after that, we're going to be in VA in May. That's right. I'm going to take my first trip to VA in May. So if you're a traveling type of Cowboys fan that loves to travel, come check us out at the Star Diva 4th Annual Beach Bash, May 15th to 17th. This is Candy, my girl Candy, Cowboy Savage. She's been a supporter of my content for almost 4 years. This is her 4th annual event going down in Virginia. Shout out to my girl Playmaker. We're going to have a 88 Playmaker or an 88 behavior bowling tournament that's going down. So you can check that out and more. So, and if you're a fan club president, there it is. One fan club president brings 5 members from their club. You get in free. And we're having the presidential challenge, 88 behavior presidential challenge. So any fan club president that brings 5 members of their club, that's a $530 value. That's a strike, baby. Throw up the X. And then lastly, I said, like we said, we'll be in Alaska in June for the GAFT 2.0. Let me see. Do I got a picture of me here? I think I do. Yeah, we'll be at the Great Alaska Fishing Trip 2.0 in Alaska. That's going down in June. That's going to be a little ways out. So I'll share that with y'all next Saturday as we get ready to tap back in. But I want to thank everybody for tapping in with me this morning on the first episode here. We're going to keep them around 30 to 40 minutes. We're not going to be too long, just to recap everything that's going on. And like we said, the Cowboys have 74 bodies on their roster. We need to draft 10 more bodies. That's 84. The Cowboys are only going into camp with 90. When is the Micah Parsons deal going to get done? Hopefully sooner rather than later. I know y'all rather have it done sooner than later too as well. And then, like I said, make sure you click that link on the Patreon down there. We got a competition in April. How many positions can you predict that the Cowboys are going to draft? How many quarterbacks are the Cowboys going to draft? Throw me a comment up there and let me know how many quarterbacks do you think the Cowboys are going to draft in this upcoming draft, because we're having this competition in April on Patreon. And the grand prize is going to be the Star Draft Guide. Where'd it go? I got it here somewhere. I think I did. There it is. Star Draft Guide. There it is. This is the 2024 Star Draft Guide, but the 2025 Star Draft Guide will be the prize for the patron who can predict the most right positions that the Cowboys will draft. So like 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 3 linebackers, 1 DL, 1 linebacker, whatever. You have to be on Patreon to be able to compete for that. This is going to be in April. This is a Patreon exclusive only. So make sure you come join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about tight ends tomorrow. That's right. We're in episode 7. We're having 10 episodes. We've already gone through 6 episodes. Last week we covered defensive backs and safeties. This week we're covering tight ends. Will the Cowboys spend one of their precious picks on a tight end? This is all about position prediction. So it's not about the who, it's about the how and many. So how many tight ends will the Cowboys draft? That's going to be the competition coming up in April. Is how many overall positions are the Cowboys going to draft with their 11 picks? And like I said, the overall winner is going to win that Star Draft Guide, the 2025 version anyway. So make sure you get my Raise the Bar membership. When y'all see me do this, y'all see me do this on Facebook talking about raising the bar. You can't get any reps. You can't get, the reps. You can't get any gains if you don't get any reps. And if you don't raise that bar and get enough reps, you're not going to be able to bust no sweat in the gym, and you're not going to get no gains. So make sure you raise the bar here. That means comment, like, and subscribe. So thank you everybody for tuning in this morning on this first edition of YouTube Saturday with your boy. The biggest thing is fake news. If you didn't get anything out of today's show, just understand there is a lot of fake news going around. And if you ever got any kind of questions, you can always hit me on Facebook. I'm always there available. You can hit me on a DM there, or you can leave me a comment down there below on these videos and let me know what your questions are. We'll get them answered. If I can't get an answer for you, I know somebody who can, because I got a network. But I appreciate y'all tapping in with me this morning. Thank you if you gave me a like, a comment, and or a share this morning. I appreciate that. He said, man, BG, the haters walk amongst us when we walk outdoors. Yeah, they do every day. That's why you got to have on your equipment every day when you go out there to battle, baby. So appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure you get your Raise the Bar membership down there below if you have not already. Come compete in April. It is the Raise the Bar challenge in April, the position predictions, and then we're going to do Circle the Date challenge in May when the NFL schedule breaks. Can you tell me when the Cowboys are going to play in Las Vegas? Can you tell me how many primetime games the Cowboys are going to get? Can you tell me who the Cowboys are going to play in the home opener? Hit that link down there below, baby. We'll see y'all in the gym next Saturday on the next episode of YouTube Saturday with your boy BG. Y'all have a good day out there. Be safe.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.